Oh shit, I finally hit 20K. Anyways, here's a quick Q&A to celebrate and to answer some questions you people have been asking throughout my comment sections. The first few will be related to the channel itself, then after that I'll answer some more general or off-topic questions you've been asking.
Where have you been?
For the past few months, barring my winter vacation to take time off and whatnot, I've been working on commissions, and slowly but surely working on my next video, which I intend to make big enough to surpass my previous videos. But remember, I'm a voice actor first, YouTuber second, so I may take longer working on videos than other people would.
Why no more sin or virtual videos for the foreseeable future?
If I'm being honest, despite how many views they get, and despite them being the most viewed videos on my channel, and while I do admit they have brought in a lot of good for my brand, it became stale quite quickly when I realized there was nothing more I could really do with the format if I didn't want to turn into a slop channel that pumped out a new copy and paste "What scene do you relish the most" video every week. It was also a bit disheartening to see the one I put the most effort into to nip it in the bud with the least views, so that definitely discouraged me from engaging in it anymore. That's not to say they're gone forever. I'm more so just trying to separate from it long enough so that it doesn't just become a part of my brand. There are only so many sins and virtues you can joke about before you start to recycle. And trust me, I've seen what pleases the algorithm. So every now and then I may whip up a quick and dirty voiceover if I'm in the mood.
What are your plans for the channel?
I don't intend on using this channel as a money-milking machine. I already have a small building career as a voice actor, although the ad revenue does motivate me. So I plan to use this channel to both advertise my voice and produce videos I actually enjoy making and recording. After all, I believe that making videos that you yourself would want to see is the best way for you to avoid creator burnout. That's partly another answer to the previous question as well. I do have a Ko-Fi that maybe in the future I'll set up memberships for to help keep the lights on, but for now there's really nothing I have in mind that could justify making one yet.
When will this big video be out?
Honestly, I couldn't even give you an estimate, as this is the first time I've ever taken on a project as big as this. Most likely sometime this year. All I can say is, white man video essay. Alright, now for the more general questions.
What software/hardware do you use for recording, mixing, and mastering?
Well, firstly, I record voiceovers such as this on a Rode NT1 microphone put through a Focusrite Scarlett Red 2i2 audio interface, then additionally filtered through Voicemeeter with my own tweaked preset for cutting out noise. Whereas for casual use, I have a simple Blue Yeti USB mic running through Voicemeeter as well. Trust me, if your mic sounds like absolute piss and shit, Voicemeeter can help you. My DAW of choice is Audacity, daring I know, from which I then export the audio to Isotope RX to clean up the audio, then Pro Tools to mix and master it.
How did you achieve the voice effect for the cine and virtual videos?
Well, it's actually a lot more simple than you'd think. All I really used was the 11-like guitar amp tool, EQ'd the harsher frequencies, and then added some reverb. All of which you can get for free in the Pro Tools intro software. This one's a bit more hyper-specific of a question, but considering the scarcity of questions that are that, I decided to answer it. Plus, I'm a Half-Life fan.
Which version of the HTC voice from the different Half-Life games is your favorite? And could you do an impression?
This one's a bit of a hard one. While I do like the almost inhuman, crunchy nature of the original 1998 HECU voice, I also like the more human-sounding voices of the Black Mesa remakes as grunts, done by Michael Sahoras. If you want a good generic army guy, he's your man.
Dear Toska, why did you abandon me on the side of the road during your trip to the 7-Eleven for more cigarettes in 2003? How come voice actors are underappreciated, even though they are critical and crucial for most creative media?
This one's gonna be a bit of a long one. Now, I am a bit biased. So, knowing that, I will acknowledge that some believe some types of creative media do not need voices, just like some don't need actors. And I would usually tend to agree with that statement to an extent. But at the same time, it'd be hard to pick at random a piece of conventional media that doesn't have them. And they are important enough that it can be jarring when industries like Hollywood forego them entirely for A-list celebrities, and we get this. And that's not even delving into the subject of AI voice ripping models. Look, I won't get too much into that, considering it would make this video 20 minutes longer than it would need to be, but the quickest opinion I could give on AI voice ripping is that if you really don't want to hire a voice actor, and you really don't want to voice it yourself, it would be better if you just use Microsoft SAM or another old TTS model like I've been using, or just don't bother putting a voice to it at all. Like I said before, there's games and media that don't need voices. So don't force yourself to create one out of thin air and actively harm the voice acting industry. Plus, old school TTS sounds charming. My 2 cents for the final answer. When a voice actor does a good job at playing a character and demonstrates good range, you don't even put a face to the voice. They just melt into the scene. Unlike typical actors, unless a voice actor has a very distinct fry or pitch to their voice, there's no face to recognize them by during the runtime of whatever you're hearing them in, so naturally, we don't think about them as much. Kinda like writers. If they do a good job, you won't even pay any mind to it. So, naturally, people will think it must be unnecessary. Anyways, that's all for this Q&A. Thank you all so much again for 20,000 subscribers. I never could have expected so much to come from just a couple videos I had some quick fun making, and I hope to evolve that into much more high-effort content in the future. I want to flex my creative tendencies just a little bit more. Although to those of you in the audience, don't worry, the quick and dirty voiceovers are not gone. They'll come around every now and then, but they're not the only thing I'm going to be making from now on. I'll hopefully see you all when my next big video comes to fruition, but in the meantime, this is where I get on.